Hi guys, well, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Haley and I do a lot of skincare, hair care, fashion kind of content. I love all those things, and in June I started my Instagram Habits of Haley, which I have been doing product photography and content creation with lots of different brands for since June. So I absolutely love it. It's like my passion that I want to make my job. It's like a dream job. So working really hard at growing it. So if you're not already following it, I would really appreciate you guys go check it out. I also have learned so much about product photography and content creation that I thought I'd share it with you guys. I always get questions on how I take my photos, where I take my photos, and just tips on getting started. And I've seen, like, even when I started, I was Googling these videos, but a lot of them had like high-tech lights, high-tech studio, and I'm still new to this, so I don't have a studio, I don't have lights. I use window lights and just places around my house. So this is really for beginner photographers who want to get into content creating. You have to like build your portfolio and, you know, build your work and do a lot of stuff with what you've got before you can like afford to buy all the fancy equipment. So this is for beginners. You can do all this stuff on your phone, or if you have a camera, your parents have a camera, your partner has a camera, that's great, but you don't need it. Okay, so I thought I'd start by sharing 4 of my top tips. My photography is a lot different from a lot of other product photographers. A lot of people that I follow who do product photography have really intense setups, and I love their work, don't get me wrong, but it's not how I work, and I'm going to share how I like to create content. It's very different from how other people like to create content, and the content I create I would like to think of as being like less about what the product looks like and more about how it makes you feel or how it feels. So I'm really into like that side of things, real raw content rather than really like fancy smancy highly retouched products. But that's just me, and if you're into that, these tips will still help you, but this is just based on my style. So if you don't like my style, there's heaps of other photographers out there that you can look at, but if you do like my style, this is kind of how I achieve them. So my first tip is lighting. Right now I am using window lighting and I'm in a space that fluctuates, lighting fluctuates, which can be, oh look at it go, pretty difficult when you're doing product photography and you're not using studio lights. I do recommend investing in studio lights. I have one, but 90% of the time I just use natural window lights. So what I recommend is white backgrounds, 100%. So I use my bathtub because it's kind of like a softbox, and I like to play around with my products, so I feel like the bathtub is a great place to get balanced light, and it reflects off each other, the light bounces off the edges of the it bounces off the white sides, and it's just overall a great spot for taking skincare photos because you can pour water on it, you can get messy, and it's all in your bathtub. And it's just, in my personal opinion, my bathtub's right under the window and it's just great lighting. So I highly recommend shooting in a space that has like 4 white walls, or create those white walls, use paper and then 2 other white walls, something like that, so that you can really get balanced, even lighting. Tip number 2 is to showcase the texture of the product. So I work mostly with skincare and beauty products, and number 1 is showcase the texture. I think, like I said before, it's less about what the product looks like and more about how it feels or how it makes you feel. So if it's really cool texture, show it on skin. I love using skin to show what texture will look like. I love doing texture swatches. I love all those kind of things because it really shows how the product will be in real life. And I think a lot of people look at fancy photos of the packaging and they don't actually know what the product looks like. So it's really important to show texture. And if you aren't able to show the texture for some reason, it's really difficult to photograph, show how it will make someone feel. So let's say, for example, this photo here is of me in a bath, and I was showcasing some bath salts. And this photo, I used flowers because I wanted it to be super calming. It was just like, hopefully the photo makes you feel relaxed and calm, because that's how the product will make you feel. And you can't smell the product through the photo. So at least I want you to look at the photo and get that feeling. So that's kind of what I try to achieve, is feeling rather than like look, if that makes sense. I really want you to be able to feel what the product is trying to do. Relax you, brighten you, you know, like make you feel good. Okay, tip number 3 is to use props that you already have. And by these kind of props, I mean your hand, your collarbone. I'm really into the collarbone, and I think so many products, you know, the décolletage area is really big in skincare, so really highlight these parts of the body, because that can even help people know where to place the products themselves. And I think it just really, like, it's really arty. I'll show you some examples of where I've used different parts of the body, because I think it really shows what products will look like on the skin. And my favorite prop is hands, because I think hands are so beautiful. I've always been into them. In all my art classes, I've always drawn hands, painted hands, taken photos of hands, because I think they show and tell so many different things, and they really are the best prop you can have, especially because with skincare, hair care, beauty, you use your hands to apply or feel the products. And like I said, I want people to be able to feel the products. It's more about how the product makes you feel, or how it feels, rather than how it looks. So touch is really important to me. But yeah, use product props you already have. Water, you have that dispensable. So use it. Use things that are really easy and that easily come by. You don't have to go out and buy. I think the less props the better, and focus on like quality props and quality like positions, rather than going out and buying heaps of fancy things, because I think you have the props that you need to create really cool photos. Okay, and tip number 4 is to think outside the box. It's a highly saturated world out there nowadays, and just by being you, you're different. So don't ever be afraid of like, oh my gosh, there's already 100,000 people doing what I'm doing. How am I ever going to succeed? You're different, you're unique. That is your main element. But I also think it's really important to think outside the box. I see so many people post something, and then the next day like 10 other people post the exact same thing. I'm like, your work is not going to stand out to either the company, individuals, or like other people like who want to work with you, because it is just like everyone else. So when you get a product, try not to do what everyone else is doing with that product, because trust me, it won't stand out to the brand, it won't stand out to anyone, and you'll just get lost in a thing. Whereas if you do something that's really outside the box, that makes someone go, oh my god, that's so unique. First of all, they'll probably follow you because they're inspired by your work, but second of all, it will be noticeable, and you'll probably get more opportunities to work with people. And I just think it's really important to try and do something different, try and think outside the box. So I know it's hard. Go on Pinterest, go in magazines. That's what I do, at least. I go on Pinterest, I search in magazines. I think I look for things that people have used for like different kind of things too, not just skincare. I look for like shoes and hats and necklaces and all that stuff, and see what I can pull ideas from to create really cool shots. So here are my favorite like outside the box shots that I think are super unique and haven't been done before, or haven't been done much before. So yeah. Anyway, so now that I've shared with you my top 4 tips, I want to take you with me to take some photos. So I'm currently shooting a couple of skincare products, and I want to show you guys how it looks on my end, the behind the scenes of product photography, and then I'll show you guys the end product. Okay, so I'm now shooting the Salicylic Acid Cleanser by the INKEY List. So with cleansers, I really like to know what kind of texture this is, and this is actually like a foaming cleanser, so it foams. So I'm going to try and show that texture in a photo because I think it's really important. So my mom's going to help me shoot it. And there she is. Thanks, you can come in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on product photography and how I shoot my skincare. And if you'd like an in-depth video on how I edit, let me know. It's not super interesting, but I definitely feel like I've learned lots of tricks along the way. So if you're struggling with editing, or if you want to know how I edit my photos, definitely let me know and I will try and do that for you guys. I hope this helped you guys out and taught you some things about product photography, or if it was just interesting at all, let me know down below. And give this video a like, and please subscribe to my channel for more. I am actually going on a road trip very soon, so I'm not sure how many more videos like this I'll be able to film, but definitely let me know down below so I can pre-film them for you guys before I go. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and yeah, love you guys. Bye.